So now we get on to the second review, which is workbook lesson 81. And it takes us through 2 lessons at a time. So lesson 81 is review of lesson 61 and 62. And again, you have to be fully into the non-dual space, the spaceless place of now. I am the light of the world. There's 2 ways to read the sentence. The I am, which is my true self, is the light of the world. But if the I am is the light, then there's no world. It's a bit of a play. The I am is the self, is the Holy Spirit, is the silent peace, which we call awareness. Awareness of what? Awareness itself, with no activity, no thoughts, no feelings, no sensations, silent stillness, the silence between the notes, the silence between the thought. How holy am I? How holy is the I am? Who have been given the function of lighting up the world. What's the world? My dream. Lighting, when I light up the world illusion, the light is my awareness. There's no world because the light dissolves the shadow, which seems to be objects filling up a place called the universe. Let me be still, silent stillness, before my holiness. You are the Holy Spirit. You are the extension of God's Holy Spirit. In this calm light, in this calm awareness, let all my conflicts disappear, because they disappear in the light, which is peace. In its peace, let me remember who I am. Let the awareness become my transcendence of a body-mind identity. Let awareness become that which is who I am. I am that I am. And some forms, specific forms for applying this idea when special difficulties seem to arise in your dreaming mind, be, let me not obscure the light of the world in me. The only way you obscure the light you are is you allow grievances and thoughts and feelings and sensations and activities. Since, I need to go do, fix, ask, question, be validated. Shh. 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 Is the answer. Just breath. You have to have a breath to go shh. Try and exhale all the air out of your lungs and try and say shh when there's no air in your lungs. The breath is the answer. Be still. Is there a special way to breathe? Yes, stand on your head and breathe really fast until you pass out. Then you'll realize that's the only way to breathe. It's the most natural thing to do. Well, let's do breath work. Just breathe. Place your attention on it. Why do you place your attention on breath? So that your wandering mind, trying to capture activities, thoughts, sensations, feelings, stories, past, present, future, just go still because you focus on the breath. Candle work, lotus flower, same thing, quietly. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance, this shadow appearance will vanish before the light I am. What's my function? What am I here to do? Why did God put me here? I've only got one function. Forgiveness is my function as the light. Not the light of the world, although that's the sentence, because remember, it's taking us through a non-dual place. You've already reached the non-dual place with me 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm going to go back to believing there's a world now, not the light of the world. I am the light. I'm the extension of light. I am one with the light. I am the light. I'm the light of God. The I am is the light. It is through accepting my function while I dream I'm here as this body-mind activity, that I will see the light in me, in the I am. And in this light will my function stand clarity, and perfectly unambiguous before my sight. Actually, there is no sight. It's just awareness. My acceptance doesn't depend on my recognizing what my function is. for I do not yet understand forgiveness. Now you do. There's nothing to forgive. Forgiveness is really erasing something that never was there. Forgiveness is the illusion that erases illusion. It's the reality that I'm only actually forgiving myself for dreaming up a dream I didn't enjoy. I only actually forgive my dreaming mind for dreaming up this universe in which I localized and appear to be as this body mind. I now know it's not. So true forgiveness is realizing there's nothing to forgive. True forgiveness is being grateful for understanding the lesson that I made this, I did this. Now bear in mind, don't be cruel. You don't go to someone who's just been through an horrific trauma and you say, well, you drew this to yourself, you made this, you attracted the attack. That'll be a soul your whole life. And people in trauma, they don't need to hear that they've created for it, or they've scripted it in their little spirit world before they project it into the world. That's just storytelling. Yes, it's true in the story, but it's still a story, therefore it's not true. How do you help someone? You stay present in their space and you be the light that they may search their own path and find that forgiveness leads them to the same place you're at. And yet I will trust that in the light, I will see it as it is. I will know myself, be myself knowingly. Forgiveness brings us to awakening to self. And some of the specific forms of practicing that is, let this awareness help me learn what forgiveness is. I realize it's just an illusion that lets go of illusion. So it's an activity I'll take place in the minute the grieving mind tries to grab my attention through its grievances, through its need for validation, through its need to tell its story. Let me not separate my function from my will. My will is, I will to will thy will. I want to get back into the flow of light I am. Let me not interpose the light with filters of identities, ideas, pictures, sensations, feelings, emotion. I will not use this for an alien purpose. This is an alien idea in a peaceful mind where there's no object, no planet, no universe, just light. Before the universe, a scientist will tell you there was just darkness. Before the darkness, there was just light. The darkness is the contracting of the dreamer's mind into darkness. And then the light came, boom, big bang. The light, in other words, little holes in the illusion that show the substrata of the light in which the entire universe is contained. The light has come, it's always there. And then workbook lesson 82, which is the review of lessons 63 to 64. The light of the world brings peace to every seemingly fractured, separate mind through my forgiveness. Why? Because they're all seemingly people, places, things, and events, activities, others, but it's all projections of my I am dreaming mind. Light is awareness. Awareness is our holy memory self. It's the I am, it's our soul. It's the extension of God. It's our shared self. Let the light, our shared self, let awareness of awareness bring peace to every mind. The light of the world is a bit of a again play it's bringing us from duality into non-duality. Let the light be the light is really the truest saying in non-duality. My forgiveness, the practice, my function is the means by which the light of the world finds expression through me, because you're extending. What's extension? Expression. My forgiveness is the means by which I become aware of the light of the world in me. I am that. My forgiveness is the means by which the world is healed. The idea of the world is erased, together with the idea of a separate self, myself. Let me then forgive the world, forgive my dreaming of a world, that it may be healed along with me as it's healed in my mind. What is mind? Spirit. The activating agent of spirit. It's the activity in which the illusion appears. Let peace extend from my mind to yours. These are some of the specific forms. So if someone bothers you, someone disturbs you, let it extend from my awareness to your awareness. I share the light of the world with you. through my forgiveness, I can see this as it is. It is the eternal awareness of that which is. That which is. Let me not forget my function. So whenever a grievance, a gripe comes up, forgive it, practice. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Ho'oponopono. Beautiful forgiveness practice. The one thing that's missing in this course, well, there's a couple of them, but it's not a simple little 4 or 5 step. How do you forgive? Be still. Okay. See it coming up. Investigate. Unlayer the thoughts. See at the very core of it, there's nothing. I would not forget my function because I would remember my capital S self. I cannot fulfill my function if I forget it. And unless I fulfill my function, I will not experience the joy that God intends for me. And it's not like something outside intends for something out there. It's just the intention of God is the flow of light energy as peace. And it's resisted by ideas. These are the filters that prevent light from being itself knowingly. Suitable specific forms of this idea include, let me not use blah, 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 blah to hide my function from me, my gripes, my grievances, my complaints, my resistance, my desires. I would use this as an opportunity to fulfill my function. The awareness that I've been doing this to myself. This may threaten my ego, of course it does. Ego is a shadow. Light dissolves shadow. But it cannot change my function in any way. My function is to awaken to self by realizing this isn't true. And the practice of this isn't true is forgive. Move into silent stillness, and you cement your forgiveness through gratitude. I understand the lesson. I'm grateful that this happened, no matter how horrific it used to be. And now I realize it had to be that so that I could find another way, because I wouldn't know I was dreaming unless I had to go through a nightmare. If the dream is just bliss bunnies and happiness and violence and angels and eternal sex and pleasure and joy and ice cream, you wouldn't know you're dreaming. You'd like just eat ice cream and never get fat. But the angel music eventually got boring, and you try to change it, and angels zapped you, smited your hand, and you're on fuck. Ooh. Hang a second. This isn't cool. Well, exactly. This is a dream. Angel had to put on a demon mask to scare you a little, to make you realize neither you nor the angel exist. You're dreaming. And then workbook lesson 83, which is a review of lessons 65 and 66. My only function is the one God gave me. God didn't give you anything. God's extending light, and you're the extension of that light. But it's a nice way to tell people that God gave you a function. Our ambition hides our function as we strive to fulfill our fantasy. We think that's our function. We've come here to build an empire, save the dolphins. Those fantasies are the most dangerous, because now you think you're doing good. I'm going to save the forests, anti-GMO, anti-this, anti-that, become a vegan librarian, only eat books. That's it. Go to ashrams, kumbaya. Kneel down at the feet of the guru and kiss his feet. Hope he's washed them. Worship someone. Someone's going to save. Someone's going to love me. Some perfect person's going to love me, even though I think I'm imperfect. I find all sorts of fault with myself, but they won't point it out because they're perfect. They just see me as God sees me. And God's given me a function. And I'm going to be the spiritual person. I'm going to be a teacher for God. And I'm going to have lots of students and build an ashram. Yeah. What happened to Osho? Osho thought he was going to be special. And he brought so much truth through, but it punished him in the end. His own desire to bring peace to the world. You can't desire to bring peace to the world. That's another egoic trap. It's now taken your being and now wanting to bring and fix and heal everyone. That's why my stuff's free. Attend, don't attend. That's why you can't comment. Don't give a fuck. It's for free. I'm not trying to fix you. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing this. See, I'm very lonely, so I don't get to talk to anyone during the day. So this way I at least feel like I'm talking to other people on the screen. Woe is me. So this is why I do it. I do it to get attention from characters on the screen. Do you see the illusion in all of this? I have no function but being the light of the world. So I have no function but the one God gave me. What did God give me? God created me as light. So gave me light. This recognition releases me from all conflict because it means I cannot have conflicting goals. When desire comes up and the inspiration comes up and you need to do something, do it. But stay present. Chop wood, fetch water, feed the kids. With one purpose only, I am always certain what to do. And if you're not sure, be still. What to say and what to think. Well, in actual fact, don't do anything, don't say anything, and don't think anything. That's what the answer will be. And then when you're shown, act. All doubt must disappear as I acknowledge that my only function is the one God gave me. God extended me. And my extension is to extend what? The light I am. More specific applications of this idea may take these forms. My perception of this, people, places, things, and events, the world, doesn't change my function. My function is to erase the illusion. How do I erase the illusion? I forgive it until there is nothing to forgive, until I see beyond the idea of even forgiveness. This does not give me a function other than the one God gave me. You carry on doing, you chop wood, you fetch water, you pay the bills, but it's not because you need it to and you want to build something. If it comes your way, it comes your way, and it's meant to, and then you act. Some of you designed for what looks like grandiosity. You're going to build empires. Wonderful. Don't chase it. If you're chasing it, what's chasing it? Who's chasing it? Let me not use this to justify a function God did not give me, like saving the planet or the dolphins or whatever. If this beauty inside you, before you act, where does it call from? Are you angry at the world and now you're going to put something in place, create a new government, fight the political system? Or is it this desire to share the love you are and create an ashram for kitty cats? Feed the holy pussy. It is holy. Pussycats are holy. Did you think they were? Did you judge pussycats before? I just mentioned that. My happiness and my function are one. Happiness is my function. To be happy is my function. Happiness is the essence of what I am. Happiness is the nature of the light I am, the nature of God. Okay, we want to call it joy. Fine, call it joy. Love, well, love is happiness and peace. But that is what I am. Happiness and my function are one because I am happiness. I am the happiness of God. I'm the joy of God. I'm the light of God, forever extending. All things that come from God, which is the extension of what God is, come from the oneness and must be received as one, knowingly. Fulfilling my function, extending happiness, is my happiness because both come from the same source. So source of happiness extends happiness. And I must learn to recognize what makes me happy if I would find happiness. What makes you happy is being thyself knowingly. Be still and know it. Instructions been given in the Bible, written 2,000 years ago. It's been around for a while. Some useful forms of this for specific applications of this idea are, this cannot separate my happiness from my function. So whatever I'm doing is designed to attract me. People, places, things, and they're designed that way, to resonate in terms of what we call attraction. I then embark upon it, and in it are the obstacles. Why? The obstacles are needed so that I practice my function, which is forgiveness, forgive, until I realize by applying this, by going on this path, I've come into the awareness of that I am. You're already aware of what you are. What else are you looking for? Now just be still, be silent, be at peace, be grateful, and ask to be shown. And the inspiration will come and then act. You already know what you are. You're not pursuing the searching of knowing what you are. You're already awake to self. This is a non-dual course. You've already got it after the first lesson. There's nothing more. You already got the answer. You realize you're dreaming. You're a localized character. So now what? So now be the light. Where? Everywhere. Here now. The oneness of my happiness and my function remains wholly unaffected by this illusion or whatever I seem to be doing or whatever happens to be crossing my mind. Nothing, including this body, these thoughts, these feelings, these sensations, this world, this planet, that politician, this person, can justify the illusions of happiness apart from my function. For my function is to be the light I am. And until I know it, I practice forgiveness until I become the knowing of myself as that which is all there is. And then workbook lesson 84, which is the review of lessons 67 and 68. As you know, 67 is my favorite lesson. Love created me like itself. This is one of the most misunderstood teachings in antiquity and in religion, because God created us in his image. Well, no, there's no image. God is not an age. God has no image. It's God extended himself, the essence of himself. So we have the self-same essence as God's essence, the very true essence of what you are in truth. The only truth about you is the essence, spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Self, Son of God, essence, which is the essence of that which created you. Our true self is the self-same essence as our source energy, God. I am in the likeness of my Creator. And if I am that, I cannot suffer. I cannot experience loss, frustration, unhappiness, thoughts, feelings, sensations. I cannot die. I am not a body. I am spirit, abiding in God as God abides in me. God is spirit, abides in me. I would recognize my reality today, spirit, essence, energy, silence, stillness, peace. I will worship no idols, no Jesus figure. Jesus is an identity, a symbol of what we're becoming as separate body minds, until will we dissolve and become what Jesus became, the Christ mind, awakened awareness. Don't interpose. Don't put a Jesus obstacle in your way. Nowhere in this course teaches for God does Jesus ask you to worship him or follow him. He says, be like I am. Be like the I am. Follow in my footsteps. Don't talk about God. Act like his son, Holy Son of God. I will worship no idols, including a Jesus, nor raise my own self-concept to replace myself, my higher self, my spirit guide, my angels, my Holy Spirit. No, it's all you, Holy Self, Holy Son of God, Holy Spirit self, memory of God as that which is the I am itself, the ever-eternal extension of light, which is peace, which is joy, is you. Your brother dissolved 2,000 years ago and became the light in your mind that calls you to be the light, which is the mind shared with God. The only prayer is a prayer of gratitude. If you ask for something, you're telling God he was stupid, his script was stupid, and you know better, and you want him to fix it, and you want this person to stay alive, and that person to die, and that to be fixed, and that to be changed, and that war to end, and peace to be everywhere. The script is perfect. You wouldn't know, or you wouldn't want peace unless there was war. You wouldn't want to be peaceful unless you had unhappiness. You wouldn't want now unless you struggled in a past and feared a future. It is exactly as it's meant to be. You don't know any better. Let me not see an illusion of myself in this. Let me not think of myself as somebody special, a body with a mission. Your spirit, be that. As I look on this, let me remember my source, my creator, the essence of I am. My Father and I are one, he taught us. My creator did not create this as I see it, imagine it, expect it to be. My creator extended himself, and therefore I must be an extension of that. For love holds no grievances, no thoughts, no ideas, no nothing to resist. Grievances are completely alien to love. Grievances attack love and keep its light obscure. What's a grievance? A resistant thought, a complaint, a negative comment, an unhappy thought, the need to be validated, the need to be seen as this, sorrow, sadness, anger. That's a grievance. Be still. The direct part says, look at it, see it, focus on it, look, find the source of it. You realize there is no source to any grievance. It doesn't exist. It's an illusionary construct made up by a mind that feared awakening to itself because it forgot what created it and imagined that something that created it must have been as vengeful as it imagined itself to be. And so it came up with this concept of a vengeful God, a vengeful creator. We know better. The Bible is a story of an illusion. The Quran is a story of an illusion. Course in Miracles is a story of an illusion. Be still and know I am. And hopefully, if you study the Quran, the Bible, the Tao, the Course in Miracles, and you really align with the core inside message, inside all of it, in everything. You could read a newspaper, you could read a chappie's paper, you could read an instructional manual, how to change a tire. If you look closely at anything, you'll realize self is no doing, being, what? That, which is. Myself thus becomes alien to me. If I hold grievances, I attack myself. I'm determined not to attack my capital S self today, so that I may remember who, what I am. And these specific forms may be applied, could be helpful. This, what I see, what I feel, what I sense, is no justification for denying the silent stillness, which is my eternal self, shared being with God. I will not use this body, these ideas, these sensations, the situation to attack love, to complain about love, to resist what is. It means lead me not into temptation, thy will be done. Let this not tempt me to attack myself by blaming fractures of myself. Because if I attack the world, I attack myself, because it's the entire world, the entire universe is in me. And so what I appear to see are projections of myself. I'm a projection of you, as you're a projection of me. And then we come to Workbook Lesson 85, review of lessons 69 to 70. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. Let's stop it. Let's change that sentence. We're at non-duality already. My grievances hide the light I am. The light of God, which is the extension of God's light, which is I am. Grievances are perceptual filters that blocks the light from being itself knowingly. Even the world is a block to perception, block in perception. My grievances are showing me what is not there. So whenever something comes up that makes you feel unhappy and something that disturbs you, or somebody disturbs you, some situation disturbs you, go immediately into gratitude. I'm thankful, be grateful. This has just happened because it's showing you. It's to take the log out of your eye before you take the splinter out of mine. It's showing you what you're projecting outwards. So when something's happening, go, okay, thank you for this, because I wouldn't know otherwise that I'm projecting it. My grievances shows me what's not there and hides from me what I would see and see in from consciousness. So recognize in my awareness, recognizing this, what I do not want my grievances for. Recognizing this, what would I want to struggle, to fight, to resist? What would I want my grievances for? They keep me in darkness, in resistance. Darkness is resistance. Shadows is resistance, and hide the light I am. Grievances and light cannot go together. Light is with no filter. It's just eternal light, peace, joy. But light and vision must be joined, because light is vision. It's not seeing, it's vision. It's the light of the vision of God, the extension of himself eternally. To see, I must lay my grievances aside. To be myself knowingly, I must lay all grievances aside. So stop before you speak. Be present. Where does this come from? What needs to be heard? Who needs to be seen? Because the light just wants to share its joyous nature, not by giving advice, but by being. I want to see, and this will be the means by which I will succeed. You have succeeded, Holy Synagogue. The light has come. You are awake. You just haven't forgiven the dream you once thought you had. Specific applications for this idea might be made in these forms. Let me not use the situation, this world, as a block to sight. I made it. I now dissolve it, erase it. Erase it with the practice of forgiveness. And once I've erased it, even that which I erased it with dissolves. Ramana Maharashi would teach the stick that's used to stoke the funeral fire itself will burn in the fire ultimately, and there's no more. The light of the world will shine all this away. The light I am will shine the world away too. I have no need for this body, the situation, these grievances, the world, the universe. I am the light, return to light. That is peace. Isn't it boring? The light isn't boring. Silent stillness isn't boring. No, it's full with the greatest joy you've ever imagined. And what more can you want than the greatest joy you've ever imagined, which is the eternal now, here, forever, here, now. And this is a vital lesson, the next one. My salvation comes from me, and me is a wrong word, but okay, we're moving into the non-dual space. So my salvation comes from my recognition of I am, that which is, the I am, which is that which is. I am, full stop. Today I will recognize where my salvation is, in my here now awareness of the silent stillness I am. It is in me, because me as in this localization, which doesn't exist, because this localization exists in my mind. And so it's all here, it's all pervading. It's in me because its source is there, everywhere, here now. It has not left its source. The I am has never left its source, because its source is the I am. And so it cannot have left my mind, for my mind is an extension of God's mind, which is energy flowing as light in all directions, eternally here now. I will not look for it outside me in people, places, things, events, ashrams, teachers, gurus, some activity, some book, some It's here. It's now. Be still and know it. It is not found outside and then brought in, but from within me. It will reach beyond. And everything I see, know as, will but reflect the light I am that shines in it, in me, and in itself, for itself is the light I am. These forms of the idea are suitable for more specific applications. Let this not, people, places, things, and events, whatever thoughts, sensations, feelings I'm having, this anxiety, whatever it is, let this not tempt me to look away from me, from the I am, for my salvation. What is my salvation? The recognition I am. I am what? The eternal extension of that which is God. I will not let this body, mind, this world, these grievances interfere with my awareness of the source of my salvation, of the source of the energy I am, the source of life. That which is God extends, and I am the extension of that, one with it. No separation between source and its extension. This world, this illusion, these thoughts, these ideas, these grievances, these sensations, feelings, ideas, emotions, has no power to remove my awareness, my salvation from my awareness, from me. I am that I am. Be still and know I am. Be still and know I am the extension of God's light. Be still and know the I am is God. Be still and know. Thank you. We'll stop there and continue next week. Thanks for joining me. Hope this brings clarity to the non-duality, the radical non-duality that this Course in Miracles brings to the world, to the illusion of the world.